There's a little light moment, as there always is in the middle of all this drama. It seems that the term unleashed has taken on an unintended level of irony. Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister, perennial spectacle with the hair, which I like to think was copied from me, was dramatically ousted from Channel 4's election coverage last night for committing the gravest sin of modern media, blatant self-advertising, self-promotion. In an evening meant to dissect the fraught dynamics of the US democracy, Johnson, ever the raconteur, pivoted to the one subject he holds most dear, himself. The story began with some promise. Invited as a commentator, Johnson brought his familiar bravado and flair, juxtaposed against the sharp-tongued Emily Maitlis and Channel 4 stalwart Krishnan Guru Murthy, and the stage was set for incisive analysis. Guru Murthy's brother is very nice, by the way. Yet in true Boris fashion, this became less about the fate of America and more about Unleashed, his recently published 784-page ode to himself, to his years in office, Brexit and the pandemic. By the way, although I don't think it's great history, it is a ripping read. It's going to be up there in my bookshelves next to Nadine Dorris's tome. A Maitlis whose expressions could curdle milk, and Guru Murthy wielded his signature exasperation. Both took turns in a futile attempt to steer Johnson from turning election night into a book tour. "Put it away!" and "Stop it! Enough!" were met with Johnson's characteristic nonchalance. "There's absolutely nothing you can do to stop me." Indeed, his obstinacy rivaled that of a Greek tragedy hero, undone by hubris. And after the commercial break, the prime time plugger was conspicuously absent, and Guru Murthy, with a mix of incredulity and bemusement, announced that Johnson had been fired for banging on about his book. It was a moment as surreal as it was perhaps predictable, or unpredictable too. A man once accused of proroguing Parliament had now himself been prorogued mid-broadcast. Yet this incident wasn't simply a farcical anecdote. It underscored Johnson's complex relationship with public discourse, where ego and expediency often eclipse statesmanship. His ensuing clash with Stormy Daniels and Maitlis focused on Trump's character, and Johnson's tenuous political parallels added an almost Shakespearean depth to the debacle. A debate veering from electoral insights to thinly veiled criticism about Johnson's own record highlighted an enduring truth. Boris Johnson, whether debating Brexit or books, remains unabashedly himself, a man who, even in the face of live television exile, cannot resist telling a story, particularly if he's the star or the butt of his own joke. In the end, the butt of the night left, the butt end of the story. The night was supposed to be about another butt end. It was supposed to be about America's choices. And briefly and bizarrely, it was actually about Boris Johnson's. And for that, Unleashed might be the most fitting title he could have chosen. Unleashed. Off he went into the night. Unleashed! Unleashed! I'm off! Ah!